Here are the top 4 things you need to do before getting a mortgage. I've got Kristen Ambos from Guaranteed Rate, and we're going to get right into it. Number 1, I know
Yes.
we were talking about this before, credit management. What do people need to think about when it comes to credit management?
This is a big one, Greg, and it's so important because when you're getting a mortgage, what we're going to look at is your credit history and stability, right? So we want to make sure there's not a lot of late payments. Maybe there's not, collections popping up, things of that nature. So one of the key rules for us is 0 lates in the last 12 months. Now, if you have one, oops, life happens, we get it, we can work around that. But if you have life happens over and over and over again in the last 6 to 12 months, probably not the best time to start looking at getting pre-approved. So just making sure that your debts are all in line with as far as your credit is concerned, that your payments are made on time and that they're made above and beyond, what you can on that minimum payment, things of that nature.
Awesome. Number 2, let's talk about this one. Big one, job history. I know there's a lot of myths
Yes.
and misnomers on this, so please educate us.
There is. So, yes, we do want 2 years of job history. Yes, you can have worked at different places within that 2 years. However, again, just like everything else, we want to minimize our risk. So, job security is huge. So, we want to make sure you're working in the same line of work and or the same job for a minimum of 2 years. Now, if you have been bouncing around, that looks unstable to us. And if we use that income, are you going to bounce around and do the same job or make less, make more as years to come? So that stability alone is just really big. Same industry, give it a lot of time if you can. Again, we'd like to see at least 1 to 2 years at the same job.
Number 3, I think one of the most critical ones that is often overlooked, and that's debt management. Let's talk about that.
Debt to income ratio is a huge factor in getting the credit bureau or in getting your credit updated as well as getting approved for a home loan. So we want to make sure that your debts without a home are typically, obviously less than when you add a home. So what we like to see on a debt to income ratio is that all of your monthly debts are around 25 to 30% without a house and about 35 to 40% with a house. So you want to keep that in mind. All you have to do is really simply calculate all your minimum payments, divide it by your gross income per month. That'll give you a debt to income ratio. So just make sure you're inside of those ratios. That's the biggest part.
Number 4, a lot of talk about this one lately, down payment.
Yes. So, yes, there are a lot of us out there as lenders talking about 0% down options. We have grants, things to that nature. But one of the things that people forget is that you still need some earnest money, which is good faith money, right? To give to the seller to say, yes, I'm into this, that you have to put on up front after the offer is accepted. 2, you're going to need 1 year of homeowner's insurance. 3, you're going to have to set up a tax escrow account. So you want to make sure that you do have some funds to work with when it comes to this, even in a no money down situation.
If you're thinking about potentially buying a home, it's important to be prepared. I think a lot of people just race to the finish line before actually doing the work ahead of time. And I promise you, if you are thinking a couple years out, it doesn't hurt. I'm going to have a link below if you're interested in applying now, where Kristen can actually do a full credit report on you, make sure that she can coach you on where you need to be for when you are ready. I know that you'll take the time and care, but also educate so that when they are truly ready, they've done the right necessary steps so they have a much smoother and no heartbreak at the end of closing.
Yeah, the more upfront work you do, the easier, more enjoyable it is to buy a house. With that said, I've always said anyone who wants to own a home deserves to own a home. So even if you think right now you need some work to be done, let's get together so that we can get you into a home in 6 months, 12 months. And now you know the path to get there.
Great. Thanks so much. I'll have Kristen's information below. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. We both are happy to help you. Take care.
Thank you.